This program is brought to you by Canton Community Television, now from the television studios of Canton High School.
Welcome to the Dog Pound. I'm your host, Yvette, and today we have LeGuerre, and we'll be talking about him being a senior football captain for Canton Bulldogs. Welcome to our show, Luke.
Thank you for having me.
Tell me, what are your future plans after you graduate, football-wise and college-wise?
So right now, I've been speaking to a couple of different colleges. I'm planning on majoring in psychology, and I'm trying to go play at the next level for football.
Any other majors that you're looking in?
It's between psychology and business. It's like one of those two.
Are you taking any classes for business or psychology right now?
Right now, I've been talking to my guidance counselor. I'm trying to take intro to psych next term, or psych, yeah.
What schools are you interested in playing for after you graduate, and why?
I've been talking to, I have 3 offers right now, so I've been talking to a couple of Division III schools, like Curry, Framingham State, and then Fitchburg University. And I've been talking to like Assumption and then UMass Amherst in Central Connecticut. So.
Are you just looking for Division III football, or are you looking to play?
I want to play at a higher level, so whatever is like the best opportunity for me, I'm going to take. But right now, I've just been talking to a couple of Division III schools.
So what offers have you been given so far?
Oh, yeah, Curry, Framingham, and Fitchburg.
What are some values that you carry that you believe make you a good captain and a football player, and why?
I feel like when times are tough, I always keep my head up, and I'm always trying to keep that on my teammates too. Like, I'm always trying to let them know, like, don't mind the score, don't mind anything that's going on. Just keep our heads up, play our games, and just keep composure.
Mm-hmm. Can you or do you translate these values outside football, like in school or at work?
I feel like, in life, I try to live by that. Like, times will be tough. Everybody knows that. Just keep your head up and keep pushing.
What were your emotions when you found out that you made the All-State team or were an All-Star?
I was very, very, very happy. That practice, I couldn't stop smiling. I was very excited.
Did you know beforehand?
I had a conversation with my coach, I think like 2 weeks prior, trying to see like if I would be a candidate, and he said I'm gonna be. But then when I was told I was given All-Star, I was really happy. So
like, you get the title. Is that just it? Is there like more things that come from being an All-Star?
Actually, right now I have no clue. I would think there is more things. Like, there's a meeting actually this week on Wednesday and Thursday that I'm going to be attending, but I don't know what else is to come.
How have your parents helped you get to where you are today as an All-State player?
This is something I don't mention often, but when I do, I find it funny. In 3rd grade, that's when I started playing. I started playing in 3rd grade, and I was scared. I didn't want to play football. I never wanted to play. I was scared of getting hurt. And then they signed me up, and then I fell in love with it. And then they've always pushed me, put me in the best position I could be to go farther. Like, they've supported me through everything, and they're still supporting me. And they're excited to support me at the next level. Like, my parents are my rock. They keep me down, for real.
Do you have any siblings?
No, I'm the only child.
Only child. Was it more of your mom or dad that like pushed you?
That's the thing. Like, they both equally pushed me. Like, they were both at every game. They were always there supporting me. They did it together. Like, they were with me. Like, they always had my back.
Do you have any other family members that play football?
Oh yeah, I actually had a cousin that played here, same number.
Oh really?
I had no clue we had the same number till like my sophomore year, but he played here I think in 2012 or 2011.
Did your parents expect you to play football? Did they expect you to play like other sports? Did they expect you to be like active?
Yeah, I've been active ever since I was like young. I played soccer, basketball, and then when I played football, I just dropped everything else. Just stuck with football.
What is so rewarding about being an All-Star, and why?
It just shows that all the hard work that I've all the hard work that I've put in my entire life, like, it meant something. Like, it really means a lot to me.
So to become as good as a football player as you are, what are some things that you had to do to get to where you are now? Like gym, eating? Yeah,
all of that really comes into play. Like, weight room, that's serious. Like, weight room is important. If you want to see results, you have to really, like, make the weight room your home. And you just have to have your mind on the goal. Like you have to set a goal for yourself, and then like do whatever it takes to get there. Like, yeah.
Were you in the weight room more in the summer or during school?
More during school. During the summer, there was an incident that like led us to not be able to use the weight room, and that was really bad and hard for our team. Which during the summer, like I was scared. I'm not gonna lie, I was scared for this season because we had a lot of adversity that we had to face and a lot of setbacks. But the season went by and that didn't hold us back. We did really good.
What were some of the adversities your team faced?
Like we were unable to use the weight room, so we had to do practices on the field, and nobody was coming to that. So it was just like it was a hard summer. It didn't look like our team really wanted it. Like it just looked like we would show up when we had to. We would do what we have to do, but nobody really wanted it. Nobody was hungry.
Do you think that mindset changed by the end of the season?
Yeah. I feel like the mindset changed after the first game of the season. When we went down to Holliston and beat them, and we beat them, and everybody saw, like, what we could do, I think that's when, like, everything changed. I think that's when everybody started locking in, and we noticed, like, this is our senior year. For the seniors, we're like, this is our senior year. We have to go out with a bang, and I think that's what we did. Yeah.
Did you imagine yourself being an all-star as a freshman or when you first got on varsity?
Well, freshman year, did I? No, I don't think so. Freshman year, I got playing time, but not much. You know, I was a freshman on varsity, so I got in, but not much. I didn't really see how far I was going to go. Like, it was just something I liked to do at the time. I think I really fell in love with it during high school, at least, sophomore year, before I got injured. Yeah.
How has that injury set you back?
That injury, it was like something I feel like I had to go through that in my life. Like, I feel like if I didn't go through that, I wouldn't be where I am today. That injury, like, shaped me. I feel like having to go through that, being unable to walk for, like, I think, like, a year. Like, unable to walk. I wasn't in school for, like, 3 months. I feel like, and unable to weight lift till, like, a month before the season started. I was scared, but when season came and I still performed well, that made me more hungry. That made me want to, like, see what else I could do. Just see how far I could really go.
Do you mind me asking, how did you get that injury?
So I think this was our second game, I think against Mansfield my sophomore year. There was this one play, I think I was on defense, and I got double teamed. And my foot rolled, and then a bone in the middle of my foot had broken. But I had no clue, so I played on it for 2 more weeks. And then something happened, and then that Saturday I went to get it checked, and that's when I found out I had a Lis Frank fracture, and I had to get surgery, and they had to put a screw into my foot to hold the bone together.
What motivates you on the field and why?
My teammates. I feel like my teammates. I feel like when I'm on there, all I'm thinking about is the people besides me. Like, I want to make them happy, and the crowd. I really like enjoy when we're doing great, and I can look into the crowd and see my parents smiling, see the student section getting loud. That's a lot. That means a lot.
What are some of your hype songs or pregame rituals that also help you?
Pregame rituals. Before the games, well, before most of our games, me and a couple of our teammates, we would gather in a circle and we would pray. And I feel like that meant a lot because I'm like, you know, that's something that I do. That's something that my family raised me around. Like, I believe in God. So doing that, I liked that. And then I just listen to whatever. I don't really have any favorite songs. I just listen to my playlist.
Well, what are some artists in your playlist, though?
All right, Meek Mill. Yeah, Meek Mill. And then we have T Grizzly. We got some Joe artists. I don't know their names, but yeah.
What are some teammates on the field that hype you up?
My dog OV, Amari. That's my that's my right guard right there. He's beside me in the game through the whole game. That's my dog.
What are some things you're saying to each other as, like, the game goes on?
If we're killing them, we be trolling and stuff. We just be joking, like, right in front of their faces just to get them mad. And then, you know, if it's a double team, we'll call deuce. Just stuff, you know, we're just communicating through the game. That's what we're supposed to do.
So when you have plays, do you have, like, different types of names you say? Yeah.
So there's, like, if they line up in different formations, I would make the call most of the time to just alert to him what he needs to do. So, yeah, that's
What type of energy / mindset do you bring onto the field and why?
I'm a very energetic person on the sideline. I think the fans in the crowd knows that too. I'm always yelling. I'm always doing something. I'm like a loud voice. Like if everything's quiet on the sideline, I'll be the loud person to yell to like get everybody riled up.
Do you think that you're mentally tough?
I think so, yeah. Because even of the hardest of games like Duxbury and against Foxborough, games that came down right to the wire, I didn't give up and I gave it 100%.
How has that helped you be successful in games?
Well, we came out with a great win against North Attleboro. I think that was a big success for our team. I feel like if all of our team just could keep a level-headed mind to just like give 100% no matter what adversity we're facing through the game, that'll win, and that's what happened. That's what happened this season.
If you could tell your freshman self advice about football, what would it be?
I would have probably told myself to get on a diet. I'm just playing, but I would have told myself to get in the weight room more. I think that's something I should have worked on more. My lower body, they could be stronger. I feel like there's so much things that I could work on, so I'm taking the time to work on it now before I play at the next level.
I'm kind of trailing back, but how could you, like, on the field, like, how does your mindset, like, help other people around you as well? How do you think it helps other people?
I feel like when we're in the huddle and I can literally see in people's eyes that if they just had messed up, like that's affecting them, I'd be like, come on, bro, it's good. Just go out and do what you do. Like, I feel like I would be the person to, like, make sure people wouldn't stay in the slum for too long. Like, get up out of it quick because we need you.
Were there any previous captains or seniors that, like, inspired you or encouraged you to become the captain that you are now?
Me. Yeah, I feel like the lineman captain. I feel like there's always been a lineman captain. First, there was Evan Lee, who I still look up to this day. My freshman year, he was the lineman captain. He did an amazing job. He just showed what a leader and what an actual senior lineman was supposed to be. And for me, that meant a lot. And then sophomore year, there was Julian Prentice. He was a good player. He was quick. He had technique. He was good. Then last year, there was Giovanni. He was really good. I feel like those people, they helped me become the captain I am today.
What does it mean to you to be a leader?
It just means to be able to, like, guide people through tough times. I feel like be the light through the dark. I feel like that's what a leader is. A leader is somebody that people can count on and depend on when you really need them.
You already answered that second. So, if you could experience playing football with a specific team from one of your 4 years of playing, like on the high school team, again, what high school team, like what year would it be and why?
This one.
This one?
It's because it was with the people I've played with my entire life. Like, I played with them since 6th grade, and just every game this year, just going out and balling with them, like going out and really putting whoopings on these good teams, like these teams that in past years we have never been able to even, like, think about competing with, and just being able to go out there and put a whooping on them with my boys, it felt amazing.
So you didn't expect to be as good as you were this year previously?
No, I wasn't expecting it because the summer didn't show. Like, I don't know if people were working out on their own time or doing whatever training on their own time.
Yeah.
But the summer didn't show that our team really wanted it. But coming into, like, camp before season, I saw, like, we could do something this year. Like, we could do something big.
Thank you. All right. We learned that today Luke is a dedicated athlete who has worked hard and long to get where he is today. Thank you for being here today. I'm your host, Ife, for Canton Community Television. Thanks for watching.
The crew members today were Travis Thomas, Shane Harney, Brendan Mann, Tommy Oliver, Brooke Perlman, Angel Assad, Ben Secord, Gavin O'Toole, Noah Lorenko, Brooke Hickey, Naomi Folk, Kai Anand, Cam Gershuni, and me, Isaiah Savetti. Thank you for watching.
You're watching the Student Station on Canton Community Television.
This program is brought to you by Canton Community Television, now from the television studios of Canton High School.
Welcome to the Dog Pound. I'm your host, Tommy Rose, and today we have Gavin Pushard, who will talk about being a varsity football player. Welcome to the Dog Pound.
Thank you, Tommy.
How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. For our first question, describe your most memorable moment on the football field and what made it so special.
My most memorable moment this year?
Yeah.
My most memorable moment was winning our North Attleboro game. It was a really good feeling winning against that team because we were the underdogs. They weren't expecting us to win. It was a hard game. They were really good skill-wise, but we wanted it more. We showed determination, grit, hard work. It really paid off.
What do you think led your team to winning that game?
Honestly, the practice the week before, we were all on Scooby. So Scooby is basically like the team that practices against the starters, and we had some starters on Scooby, so we were going full speed, hard, kind of like trash talking in like a kind, friendly way. You know what I mean? Like nothing like too deep, but like, you know, when you tackle a kid, kind of like shove him a little. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It just like kind of fired us up. It just got us really hyped for the game, and that's what led us to win.
I heard that North Attleboro team won the Super Bowl for D3 this year.
Really?
Yeah, that's pretty good. Explain the role in physical conditioning in football and describe how you balance in staying in peak shape with maintaining strength and energy.
Well, with maintaining strength and energy, our practice is 2 hours long, roundabout. At the end, we do running, which gets us conditioned. We do Michigans. Michigans basically sideline to sideline. 3 down and backs is 1 Michigan. We do those to stay in shape. We also sometimes like on Tuesdays or Mondays we do weightlifting before practice for half an hour, kind of get our muscles moving. It's pretty good for us, and that helps us a lot.
Yeah,
stay active.
Those weight rooms must be tough on your body, huh?
Not too bad. The workouts aren't too intense. They're only around half an hour long before practice.
I heard you were a big wrestler guy. How does that match up to the football conditioning?
I would say wrestling conditioning is a lot different than football conditioning. Wrestling condition is more like muscle strength per se. There's not much running in wrestling. It's more like push-ups, sit-ups, all that stuff. Football is more like running.
Yeah. Describe a time when you learned something valuable from a loss, and how did it affect your growth as a football player?
A time when I learned something valuable from a loss would be this year on our second round for the playoffs. We versed Duxbury. They were the number 1 team in our division. And so when we versed them, we came in swinging. It was a really close game throughout through all 4 quarters. We really just pushed ourselves when we showed up and we went at it. We lost by 3 points, sadly, and they ended up winning. I believe so. Winning the Super Bowl.
I heard about that.
Yeah. What I learned, though, was that even if you're losing, still try as hard as you can, and that pick up your teammates when we fall down and stay together as one, because that's what really drove us to almost beat one of the best teams in the state.
How do you think you guys could bounce back next year?
I mean, just learning from what we did last year, we could be a lot better than this year. I mean, we can learn from all our mistakes, practice the mistakes more, and we could get better.
Elaborating on that, you guys are losing pretty much your whole offensive line and defensive line. How do you think you guys will replace those guys?
Well, we got some younger kids, sophomores, that are kind of up and coming. I know a couple kids that are ready, and they're getting bigger and bigger in off-season weight training, and I think it'll even out, and I think we'll be good.
Tell us about the funniest thing that's happened during a game or practice, and how did you react?
Well, funny stuff is, I couldn't really think of, anything, specifically funny, but pre-practice shenanigans, really. It's just, either, play fighting, kind of like wrestling, or, hiding each other's mouthpiece, or just whatever it is. It just can be funny sometimes, or making jokes while throwing the ball around or punting or whatever.
What is pre-practice?
So pre-practice is practice before the practice. It's half an hour long. We basically just kind of work on what we need. There's some passing lines for wide receivers and quarterbacks. Kickers kick, punters punt, receivers receive. It's just kind of just getting some extra reps in.
Mm-hmm. Explain how you handle the trash talk on the field, and what's the best comeback you've ever heard?
How I explain the So when people trash talk to me, I just don't say anything, and that's the best. Like, silence is the best comeback, because when they talk to you and you don't say anything, and then you end up winning, and then you shake their hand at the end, it's just the best feeling knowing like they thought they were like cool talking to you. Like, come on.
Has any brawls broke out during any of your games this year?
Oh yeah, a good amount. That's just teams being teams, though. Boys being boys. That's just kind of how it is. People just get kind of like emotional, and they just like show it through like physicalness, but nothing like crazy.
What about that Norwood game? Second game of the year? What happened at the end?
Yeah, so at the end of the game, we were winning. I just didn't think they liked that, and after them beating us by a lot the year previously, it just, I don't know, kind of just like a little brawl broke out, but it was nothing too serious. It ended after a couple seconds.
Yeah. Tell us how football has shaped your character and how it influenced areas outside your life of sports.
So football shaped my character. Well, I've been playing football since 7th grade, so I have now 4 years under my belt, and it's taught me quite a few things. It's taught me, outside of football, it's taught me hard work, like kind of how to communicate with people, how to work on a team together. It's taught me like confidence, determination. It's taught me a lot of good life skills that I think everyone should be able to develop.
Describe your ideal touchdown celebration, and what moves did you bust out if you scored?
Like a touchdown or like a first down?
Let's say a touchdown.
A touchdown? Well, I mean, I could show you if you like. Do you want me to?
As you please.
All right, there's this popular one that I like. It's a little something like this. Like,
What's that from?
it's a funny TikTok. It's called the Costco guys.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I heard about they went on WWE and they had a little wrestle in there.
Yeah. When I celebrate, I usually just like hug my teammates. I don't really like get into too many moves, but if I were to, I'd definitely bust that one out.
Yeah. Explain what's the most challenging technique you've learned and mastering it change your approach to football.
So I'm more of like a defensive player, right? So I've never really like went out for a pass or caught balls my whole football career except this year, and I was horrible at catching before. I sucked. Like the ball would just touch my hands and drop. It wouldn't. I just could not catch for the life of me. And I started working on it in pre-practice, and then I started getting better at it. It was still kind of trash, but not. I was getting better, right? It was helping me. And when I like, people would just like throw the ball, and it just would hit my hand and fall. So I worked on that in pre-practice, got better at it, and then coach implemented a few plays for me in his playbook. And actually on the Duxbury game, we had a nice like 10-yard out when I was at running back, and we got like a 20-yard first down. So that felt really good, especially me because I usually don't have good hands, but I caught the ball, got the first down. It was nice.
Was that a big moment in that game?
It was a big moment because right after that play, one of our star players, senior captain Kareem Chaplin, he got a touchdown right after that. So big help.
I bet that brought your teammates a lot of hope in that game.
It did. Big help.
Explain how important is teamwork in a team-oriented sport like football, and how does your team culture impact your performance?
Culture. So culture like builds over years. So we've all played football, I would say, since like middle school. We couldn't in 6th grade because COVID, so that kind of ruined it. But at 7th grade we played. It's just when you have like years of experience with the people and friends you know, you just kind of build this connection and trust between them. So that's what builds our culture. What was the other question of that? The first
how
one?
does it impact your performance? Like
It impacts
on
our
and off the field.
Right. It impacts our performance on the field because if we can trust each other, then we can kind of like unconsciously just believe in each other. You know what I mean? And so if we can unconsciously believe in each other, then we're just like ready for game day and we'll win the game because we all believe in each other and we kind of like, unite as one. We're part of something bigger than ourselves.
Is there any games that represented that culture a little more?
Yeah, the North Attleboro game, the really tough ones, like the North Attleboro game, the Mansfield game, like kind of like the bigger Hockomock teams. We really kind of pulled through as one, and although maybe we've lost a couple of those, but just like when you're together, it's just a better feeling knowing that you're not alone and like knowing that you have people behind your back that support you and love you.
Yeah. Do you think I heard about that Bedford game you guys lost in overtime? Do you think building off of this year, next year with a better, maybe you guys have a better culture. Do you think trusting each other and stuff will help you win those games?
Yeah, no, I really do. That game, we lost in overtime. That was just, we lost just determination. We lost grit. We thought we were gonna, we blew them out in the first half, and we thought that was it. Like we're winning this. Like let's go put on our backups. But no, they came back. We didn't have the determination for it. We didn't got the grit. So we just kind of let down, gave up. It wasn't too awesome because we lost an easy win, but yeah, sadly that's what happens.
Have you had any blowout wins this season?
We have. My most proud one was Tantascwa. That was awesome because it was our first round playoff game, and we haven't won a playoff game at home in quite a long time. Do you know how many years? It was like 5?
I believe that was it was 2019 was that last year.
5 years, yeah. So that was just really special because, we had the band, the student section, everyone was there. It was just a really good environment, really good atmosphere. Everyone was cheering. It was nice. It was awesome. And, when we won, it was just such a good feeling. We shook their hand at the end. What was it, 41-12?
I believe it was, it was about that.
41-12, yeah. It was just a good feeling to blow out a team, especially in the playoffs, knowing we were going to round 2, that just hype, and you could feel the aura going to practice next week.
Yeah. How about Thanksgiving? It's the 3 wins in a row.
Yeah, that was really fun. About that, at the beginning when we were on defense, we didn't realize they were that good. We thought they were just not going to be that we just thought they were going to fold. They actually didn't. They put up a pretty good fight for what they were. They were running hard, but we tackled them. We got it through, got the job done, got a couple touchdowns, had some fun. We pulled through, got the dub, and then went home with our family, loved ones, had some turkey. It was a good day.
Mm-hmm. First time since the 80s, 90s that you guys won that.
So that's our 3rd year we've won in a row since, I want to say, 80 something, late 80s, early 90s, I want to say.
Around then. Coach Eckler's days. Describe what you think are the qualities that separate a good football player from a great one, and how do you strive to achieve them?
So a good football player between a great one. I would say the difference between a good football player and a great one is a good one. I would say a good football player is the one that has skill, has determination, leads the team. But a great football player is the person that's doing stuff when no one's watching. Person pre-practice, after practice, even though we don't even practice after practice. Just the person that's always doing stuff at home, thinking above themselves, thinking for the team rather than for themselves. I think that's the difference between a good football player and a great football player.
You have any favorite football players or?
There's a couple I look up to.
Yeah, you look up to any?
Yeah, I look up to 2 main football players. The first one's a senior captain, Kareem Chaplin. I look up to him so much. He's a good person too, which helps a lot with development. And he leads the team. He puts his heart into it. That's what makes it so special. He the speeches at the end of practice, at the end of games, during games, halftime. You know how intense it can get in the locker room. He's just a good player, good person. Another person I look up to is Seamus Brown. He's also a senior. I'm gonna miss him next year. He was always doing something. He was never sitting around, whether that's waters, grabbing the stripe, grabbing the helmet pennies, doing something for coach, doing something for the team, doing something for Canton, just helping out with anything.
Yeah.
I look up to those 2 players.
Some special guys on the team this year.
Gonna miss them.
Tell us how football has introduced you to some of your best friends, and what's one of the best memories you shared with a teammate?
I've made a lot of friends from football, and just maybe not friends outside of school, but the friends on football are family. So some friends I've made we've definitely gotten closer. Some of my friends got closer. It's just when you experience such wins, losses, you experience many different things with people, and that just brings you closer together. When you lose, when you get blown out, you experience with that person. When you blow out a team, you experience that with that person. When you're running Michigans at practice on those hot summer days, you experience with that person. When it's mid-November and it's freezing, you're experiencing with that person. You know what I mean? It's just kind of you build together and you help each other get up, and that just creates a friendship.
Mm-hmm. What led you to start playing football?
I've always wanted to try it.
Mm-hmm.
I knew my dad didn't play football when he grew up, but I knew my papa did, and so I kind of just wanted to try it. I felt like it'd be fun. I wanted to hit someone in pads. I played soccer. I played goalie, so there wasn't much physicality there, and I just kind of just like, I don't know. I went to a couple high school games in like elementary school, and I just thought like, geez, I want to be part of this one day.
Yeah. Do you remember playing football at those high school games outside the bleachers or anything?
Oh yeah, I've really good core memories of like being a kid playing. It's called kill the carrier. Basically, you just like tackle the guy with the ball, and once you tackle the guy with the ball, the kid throws it up, and whoever grabs it's like the next carrier, and you just basically tackle him. I just have good memories of just being under the bleachers, getting ready, and it was fun. It really was. I miss it.
Yeah. I have nothing else. All right. Thank you, Gavin, for your time.
Yeah,
and
no
for giving
problem.
us a look at what it means to be a varsity athlete. For Canton Community Television, I'm Tommy Rose. Thank you for watching.
Thank you. It was a blast.
Our period D crew today is Dan Albert, Marcos, Nala, Tom Cardy, Dan, John, Connor, Nolan, Asher, Emma, Tommy, Mike, Devin, Leo, and Adrian. And I'm Nick. Thanks for watching.
No. You are now watching the student station.